morning, sports fans. Today is Monday, July 27th, 2026. Dog days of summer continue. 5,647 days since the Jets' last playoff appearance. You know, starting the day with coffee, certainly one way to get the juices flowing, but I'll tell you what, folks, reading a hater or reading like a comment from somebody who is a troll or just gets under your skin or just like says something low effort, that gets the juices flowing too. That gets me fired up. That gets me going. It's like a crazy rush. Like people who lose their cool on the internet or over internet stuff, or get into like beef online is just it's a very real thing. It's like a visceral reaction. Even though it's just words, like it can get you super like blood rushing, heart beating. It is crazy. It is crazy. And it's like, why does that happen? Why does it feel so personal? It's just words on the internet. And in this case, for me, it's the most ridiculous. It's the most it's the worst side of the aisle to be on with this take. With the people giving me backlash, which I can only assume it's Patriot fans. It's people that are trying to stick up for their terrible scumbag of a coach. So let me not mince words here. The video in question is me and Molly on Saturday, basically saying, what is Mike Vrabel doing with a puppy at the podium 2 weeks after he's caught cheating on his wife with Diana Rossini? That's the take, folks. Mike Vrabel is a terrible human being. He might be the coach of your football team, but he can also be an awful husband, an awful father, and an overall awful person. Like the two things can be true. And you all don't have to defend that. You don't have to. It's not a requirement. You can be a fan of the Pats. He is the coach of the Pats. Still, somehow, because the Kraft family, that actually falls right in line with the Kraft family values. So, like, you're gonna come in and say like this is a terrible take, my man, or whoever it is that's coming in and saying like I'm speaking out of pocket. Your coach is a scumbag. He cheated on his wife. He got caught. Mike Vrabel's a terrible person. We know this, right? It's like, come on. You're going to defend that? You're going to defend that, and you're going to say it's a terrible take for me to call him out for bringing a puppy to the podium? Really? That's your take? Like, that's where you're coming at me? That's what you're coming at me for? Come on, Pats fans. Be better. Or don't, I guess. I mean, stick up for your coach who cheated on his wife. Go for it. Go for it. But, man, it's like, I wish there was just more stuff to get into. I wish there was more debate about that, but there's not. There's just no debate. Guy's a scumbag. Awful human. Cheated on his wife. That's the take. Don't bring a puppy up to the podium, and I won't call him out. Simple as that. Anyway, that's how you start the day, with a little jab, a little comment on the video. Got me fired up. I think I said back, I was like, you must have been one of the people that gave him was like part of that standing ovation after the scandal broke. Actually, the more that I think about it, it's like the people rushing to his defense and probably the same people that are in my comments saying that it's a terrible take. I'm thinking back now, like his first appearance after this whole thing broke. I think it was at like a season ticket holder event. It might have been before or after that. First, it was like, I got to get help. So I'm going to miss day 3 of the NFL draft. I need help for my problems of infidelity. It's like the oldest playbook. I think Tiger Woods invented this one. I'm a sex addict. I got to go get help. Vrabel, I got to miss day 3 of the NFL draft, which, you know, for my job as a coach of this football team, probably one of the most important weekends of the year, consistently year over year, the NFL draft. But on day 3, I got to go. It's best for me to go get help. Timing could not be better. Worse. And so, like, right around that time, I remember just seeing a video taken from the point of view of somebody at this dinner, of him walking in and everybody giving him a standing ovation, like he just won them the Super Bowl or something, which he did, and Pats lost the Super Bowl, by the way. So this guy went to the Super Bowl, got the doors blown off him, gets caught cheating on his wife, and Pats Nation is giving him a standing ovation. Fantastic. It's just unbelievable. You can't make this stuff up. Man, that's how you start a show. So the show itself here is called RateGame Live, but I did a little rebranding. We're in the process of turning this over. We're going to call it Good Morning Sports Fan, hashtag GMSF. And what we do on the show is we talk about sports the last 24 hours. We use RateGame as our source of truth, kind of our guiding light up top over here on the opposite side. Letterbox for sports with the gamification of Strava. You rate sports games that you watch, and then you kind of track and build out your life in sports. So if you're like me, lifelong sports fan, I got a team for every season. Knicks, Jets, Mets, Arsenal. If you're like me and you are a lifelong sports fan and you spend a lot of time watching sports, following these teams, investing emotions, mental health, physical health sometimes, then check out RateGame. It's free. It's on iOS, Android, and the web. And get involved, as they say. All right, so with the rebrand, here we go. Let me pop this bad boy up. You'll see a nice little, hopefully, little paintbrush, a little brush stroke. There we go. Nice. Look at that. It's almost as if I kind of know what I'm doing. So we ask and answer a simple single question here every morning. Was the sport good? It's the 3rd time in a row that I have gone live, and it just so happens that the only sport in action is baseball. That's kind of crazy. So I think it was Wednesday, Saturday. Friday, Saturday, and then because we had All-Star Weekend, and then today. That's crazy. Just so happens that every time I've gone live, the past 3 times, no other sports but baseball. Even though we have other sports like Major League Soccer and WNBA, all off nights, and the All-Star game for the WNBA. So, baseball, 15 games played, 89 ratings, 302 on the old platform. Solid night indeed. We'll actually take that from baseball. 6.65 is quite high. It's almost a green. So we are going to cover the bases. Let's see what happened. See what happened in the old baseball land. There we go. All right. So lots to cover here. Hot and heavy. First and foremost, we have this is so beautiful. We have Bobblehead Day for Murakami, who is the White Sox sensation, the breakout. I love this guy. comes over, first year in the league, and he's absolutely mashing. So they had the pregame ceremony for him. His parents are in attendance, and the dual first pitch throw out from Mom and Pop on Bobblehead Day is certainly how you want to kick things off here.
All right, so earlier, Murakami's parents throwing out the first pitch, Dad and Mom on the fly. That's a strike.
There he is. Look at this. So proud.
Mom's got a better arm than Dad.
Yes.
See where the height comes from.
Yep.
All right, so they throw out the first pitch, and then he says, all right, Mom and Pop, check this out. Look what I can do.
Murakami, back it goes! His second home run of the ball game, and he sets a new career high. 6 runs driven in today.
No big deal. Mom and Dad come to see you play. Career high. 2 bombs on Bobblehead Day. Pretty sweet. And the win. Sox are back, man. Mune is back. Murakami on Bobblehead Day for Mom and Dad. I didn't even see the bobblehead, but I imagine they got a couple. Oh my gosh. Totally random, but this goal, and it has nothing to do with baseball, but I just couldn't help myself. This was 3 days ago. So we had Major League Soccer, and we had the Chicago, I think it's Fire. Yeah. Chicago Fire versus the New York City Football Club. And this was just a regular season game, but after the World Cup, obviously there's just some renewed energy around soccer. This goal is one of the fastest goals I've ever seen. Hardest hit balls I've ever seen in my life. This has to be close or near 100 miles an hour. Wait till you see how hard this guy strikes this ball.
So all of a sudden, just one simple sequence to move because the Bamba has freed up an entire strip for Haile Selassie to step into.
Magno shoots it down the left-hand side. Ball in, side-footed away by Elliott. And look at that shot by Fernandez Mercal. That is an absolute laser beam. 1-0 New York.
Did I show the replay?
But the entire idea of this group predicated upon their ability to get that backline quick sequences to then release down into the channels. Creates a waterfall.
Goalie doesn't even move. That's how fast it was. Goalie didn't even have time to react. That was like Messi's goal versus Egypt, where it just like comes off the rebound, off the foot like a slap shot in hockey. Look at this thing, man.
Magno shoots it down the left-hand side. Ball in, side-footed away by Elliott. And look at that shot!
Dink. Goalie doesn't even have time to react. That's insane. So, hey. MLS, man. Not bad. Oh, and then we had this little 2 soccer highlights for you. Okay, so we had that, and then we had this little brush up. The young man, Cavan Sullivan, or Cavan, getting into it, showing some emotion here.
A game to forget against Portland. Oh, that was a heck of a collision. And Cavan Sullivan didn't like it much, and it was Stuart Hawkins.
Well, I tell you what, it's a fantastic header. And I was going to give Sullivan...
He's getting booed. I love that. Showing some emotion there. 16 years old, that kid. Future U.S. soccer. You know what? I'm just going to keep going. We got 3 soccer highlights. So this is Eloy Room. If you might remember him from Curacao. He had 15 saves in that game. when they drew with Ecuador, and it was historic because they got their first point as a country ever. Curacao, like a nation of, I think it was like 160,000, 150,000. Remarkable. And 15 saves is like insane. He played the game of his life. And this is just going to show you how quickly you can get humbled. This is the USL, by the way, not Major League Soccer.
15 minutes now to build on the momentum. We spoke about the goal shifting at halftime.
Watch out. Room got in some trouble, and he got beat!
This is crazy because the team that scored this, the Tampa Bay Rowdies, are literally like the local team here in Tampa Bay. And we can see their stadium. It's like right catty corner to our apartment building. So I saw that. I was like, wow, let's go Rowdies. Poor Eli Room, though. It's just like crazy how you can go from a global name, household name after that performance when they got their, I remember that was like huge news. I think I even, you know what? I think I even like wrote about him. Yes, I did. Check this out. I wrote a did you know about him because he had those 15 saves. Clean room. That's the same guy, 15 saves. Just got humbled real quick right here.
15 minutes now to build on the momentum. We spoke about the goal shifting at halftime.
Watch out. Room got in some trouble, and he got...
Ugh, crazy. Sports are crazy, man. All right, so we had Bobblehead Day for Mune. Then we had the Fish, who are down bad. Franchise record, 12 losses in a row. But if you look on the right-hand side, their minor league team, AAA, also on a 12-game losing streak. Also the franchise record for most losses in a row. Never before seen. Major league team and minor league team on 12-game losing streaks at the same time. How crazy is that? Oh, here we go. Okay. Back to baseball. So we had the Miz on the mound yesterday. It was Miz Day. Nobody beats the Miz. We know that. But how about starting off a game with 7 straight strikeouts for the Miz? 7 straight.
And the payoff pitch, and he gets it anyway. And Misiorowski strikes him out. He's trying to strike out the side. And does so. Yeah, a little bit. It's a 1-2 and a swing at a Miz. And that is a called strike 3. Cole Goerg. And he's gone. And Misiorowski, Castro. And down he goes.
It's heat, man. Absolute heat. Of the 300 fastest pitches thrown in Major League Baseball this season from a starting pitcher, he has, I think, like 290 of them. Maybe more, maybe like 295. I didn't really even see anybody else's face other than I think I saw Bubba Chandler in there. Look at this. It's all him. It's literally just his face. And then you have like, see, there's Bubba. And Ohtani. And I think this is Roki, I think. So 2 Dodgers, but then it's just the Miz. Oh, there he is. Is that 4 total? 4 total people. So he's got 296 of the 300 fastest pitches thrown in Major League Baseball this year. Nobody beats the Miz, man. I was saying in the chat in RateGame that he could be one of those ones that has like a 17, 18, 19K game. I know Randy Johnson, I think Clemens, I know Kerry Wood have touched 20 before. He could absolutely get 20 strikeouts in a game. And that was against the Rockies, and they pulled him after 53 pitches. I don't know why he was on a pitch count, because that could have been the game that he could have gotten like 16, 17 easy there. I don't know why. I don't know. Like, just let him go for it. Everyone's so concerned with that. And we had Joe Adell with an absolute moonshot here.
Here's a drive, left center field from Adell. It's Gilbert watching that one fly. And the Angels power out a couple of home runs here in the fourth.
Mentioned that second time through, better swing on a changeup after all those swing and miss on a changeup. That's a changeup going 108.6, going 446.
46.
It's Barry Bonds-like.
Really is, in San Francisco too. He might actually be on the move, Joe Adell. That might be like one of the last home runs he hits for the Angels, which is interesting. Be interesting to see where he lands, if he moves, if he goes anywhere. This is also making its way around the timeline yesterday, and I think just gives you such an insane perspective as a sports fan. You always think, especially I think Americans, like we're the center of the universe, and with the World Cup here, that certainly didn't do anything to quell those perceptions. And then you see something like this on the timeline, which I think is over in Ireland. They're having the rugby or football championships, and this is a team that I guess is ending a 75-year drought. And you just got to see the scenes here. It's like, I saw this and I was like, how can there be something else this important that I don't know about as a sports fan? Because I should know about this. If it like, look at how much this means. It's just mind blowing to me.
To be heard all over the world. This is sensational. This is mind boggling. This is a point. 75 years of heartbreak are about to end. 1936, 1950, 1951, and surely now 2026. Listen to the roar. 75 years of heartbreak is over. Mayo are the All-Ireland Senior Football Champions 2026. Cross Malina will be called Kobe Land. Andy Moore, in his first year in charge, has brought Mayo to the promised land.
It's an unbelievable call.
11 All-Ireland defeats since 1989. 13
Like, look at this.
if you include the draws. All the jokes about Mayo being losers. Delete, delete, delete. All that is over. Who cares about a course if it never existed? It is now Mayo's day. This hasn't happened in 7 decades and 5. Generations of Mayo people have lived and died and not seen what you are now seeing on your television screens. But you are here, wherever you are in the world right now. You are with us in Crookpie. This is happening. You are watching one of the most significant moments in the history of the GA since it was founded in 1884.
It's unbelievable.
Congratulations. Congratulations to me.
Wow. It's like, you feel like you live under a rock. It just goes to show you the world is so big. Sometimes it feels so small. And then you see something like this, and it's like an entire population is crying because it means so much to them. I have no idea. No idea. There's something for everybody. Unbelievable. Congratulations. Mayo. Mayo are finally All-Ireland football champions. The Sunday game. 75 years away. It's like akin to one of the curses here, one of the droughts in, like with the Cubs, you know, or the Red Sox, or the Knicks. Oh my gosh. All right, so I actually had a little thing on this. Athletes and finances. Shout out to Roan at Barstool. This is the first time I saw he said or kind of called out the fact that there seems to be this new wave of, I guess, athletes or athletes on podcasts. Athletes on podcasts is not new, certainly, but I think now athletes on podcasts who talk about their finances. I think that's what this is. It's kind of like a new niche. Because, when athletes are out of stories about their professional lives, then, like, what else do they have to talk to? Their personal lives, right? So, personally, finances, interesting stuff. I think what's super interesting from my perspective is how many athletes are not familiar with taxes and how taxes work. Let's listen to this.
When I played for Philly, I was probably a 35 to 45 man roster. I wouldn't say I was the 46 man on the bubble of being active or not active, but I was on the low range of my salary coming into that team, and I was a backup, and it was very humbling of looking at how that was. And so, like, having gone through that experience and seeing the best of the best and where you can be and where you're in the quote unquote middle of the road, like, it's a big difference and that's what fans don't understand. It's like, man, there's guys that are, again, still living paycheck to paycheck because $100,000 and you're getting hidden with the Jock tax and cut that in half. Like, you're playing for New York. That's $50,000 that you're bringing home. Think about that. Think about that. Let's just bump it up to 200 grand. You're living in New York or / New Jersey. You're making 200 grand. And you cut that in half, that's 100 grand, but they're expecting you to live like the superstar that's making 40 million.
I feel like I could talk about this because I lived in New York for 10 years, pretty much my entire adult life. That's New York, man. That's how taxes work. If you make money, the government gets some, and then the state gets some. And if you live in New York, the city gets some. Manhattan. So, yeah, it's shocking and it hurts, but it's right there on the check. You can see it. It's not a mystery. That's why it's very important to do your tax return so you can get some of that back. And then, yeah, I mean, the taxes are egregious, especially in New York. I think New York and California are the two highest tax rates in our country. But they didn't come out of nowhere. This has been the case for years, decades even. That's why we moved to Florida, so we didn't have to pay state tax anymore. And this is in Dominican too. I thought he was a guy who had some of his game checks into crypto or something. So I don't know what the
in a year
the big learning here is, but taxes suck, and they are right around 40 to 45, maybe even 50% of your earnings you have to give back to Uncle Sam, depending on which state you live in. If it's New York, it's going to be close to 50%. California, close to 50%. I pay them. You pay them too. Athletes are no different. That's a wonderful thing about the government when it comes to finances. They don't discriminate. Doesn't matter what you do. If you're earning a paycheck, they're gonna tax you, unless you're a billionaire for some reason. They seem to have it figured out. All right, folks. That is the show for today. Gonna bring it back in and say that Today is Monday, July 27th. Reminder, RateGame is free. It's fun. It's for fans of all ages. My name is Nick Mark George. Mike Vrabel is an awful human being, but he's a good football coach. Both things can be true. Remember that. All right. I'll see you out there. Have a good one.